Yeah, he's just having a good time. He's partying, got bottles. Right? And start the fight is not doing as well. Only just 3 niggas is the picture. You got rich niggas, you got tough niggas, and they easily become collateral.
Rick Ross might have just pulled the biggest mess up of his whole career. Word on the street is he seriously crossed the line, threatening to snatch 50 Cent's masters and trying to leak a fake shady tape of 50 at one of Diddy's wild freak-off parties. But 50? He's not letting that fly. He's locking in and coming back swinging harder than ever. Allegedly, Ross cooked up a sneaky plan to push a bogus video trying to tie 50 to Diddy in some messy, suspicious scene. But here's the crazy part. The whole tape is straight up AI trash. 50 caught on quick, and he's not just laughing it off. Nah, he's gearing up for an all-out war. Sources close to 50 say he's coming strapped with receipts, and when he drops them, it's gonna be chaos. And it gets even juicier. Word is Ross got himself a special feature in 50's upcoming documentary about Diddy. But don't get it twisted. This ain't just any doc. It's packed with unreleased clips, wild behind-the-scenes madness, and shocking stories from insiders who were actually there. Supposedly, there's even real footage showing what some rappers, including Ross, had to do just to stay in good graces with the industry's power players. If even half of that turns out to be legit, Ross could be facing the biggest public disaster of his life. And guess what? This is just the warm-up. 50's just getting started. It's about to get real messy out here. The heat between 50 Cent and Rick Ross just turned up to a whole new level. Word on the streets is Ross tried to pull a fast one, sneaking out a fake video showing 50 caught in some wild situation with a bunch of dudes at an industry party. Total setup. Supposedly, this was Ross's twisted way of getting back at 50 after all the drama they've had, especially after that whole Big Meech and BMF chaos. Remember back in March? Ross was already throwing shade, clowning 50 online about supposed money problems and even bragging about buying his masters. But this time, Ross tried to take it to another level with that bogus AI tape move. Here's where it blew up in his face. 50 got tipped off before the fake tape even dropped. He shut it down cold, blocked the whole thing before it could breathe. Now 50's cooking up something serious, and Ross doesn't even see it coming. 50 is locked in full-blown revenge mode, and insiders say it's about to get real nasty. Sources close to 50 are whispering that he's sitting on a real tape that shows Rick Ross in a way he definitely doesn't want the world to see. The buzz is this tape ties Ross super close to his longtime buddy-buddy link with Diddy. And if even half of what's being said is true, Ross is about to be exposed in the worst way. Word is Ross even has a special feature coming up in 50's Diddy Expose docuseries. And if that footage drops, man, reputations are gonna crash and burn in minutes. Now let's dive into just how deep Ross and Diddy's connection really runs. People been giving major side eyes to Ross and Diddy's friendship ever since all those disturbing allegations about Diddy started blowing up everywhere. 50 Cent didn't waste a single second. He jumped right into the drama. He dropped a shady Instagram video that had everybody buzzing. In the clip, ex-Bad Boy artist Mark Curry was spilling heavy tea, saying Diddy used to spike champagne and pass out pills to women at parties.
Boy, I see you struggling making that G-Unit film studio out there in Louisiana where that cheapest land at. You thought you was going to be able to do it. You thought you was going to be able to get them loans, and it ain't. What's wrong? What's taking so long? I know you want to make your mama one of them walking stars thing. Put down there how your mama live. Make her own walking star. Don't leave Louisiana. Don't quit like that, because you showed the picture of how you wanted it to look. We call it renderings. You had the renderings. Then you try to go get them loans, and ain't nobody loan you that money. You ain't even built the G-Unit studio yet. That might be why when I stood next to Meech, your knees buckle. Your knees buckle. Put your back against the wall. Po nigga. You're po hustler. 50, who own your masters? Who own your masters? I buy your masters. You better shut up. I will buy your masters.
That's already insane, but 50 took it even further. He added a clip of Ross's controversial verse. You know, the one where he rapped about slipping something in a woman's drink. Then he doubled down, posting a screenshot of those exact lyrics with a caption that said, "What the F?" followed by At some point, you gotta just do the right thing. 50 was calling it out loud for the world to hear, but it didn't stop there. Oh no. Just when you thought things couldn't get messier, the internet went into total meltdown. Wild rumors started flying that Ross had been popping up at Diddy's freak-off parties too. Then, out of nowhere, an old video resurfaced showing Ross and Diddy washing cars together, giggling and joking about slippery soap like it was some secret inside joke. People were not letting that slide. And then, boom! Jonathan Otta came through and dropped bombs like no one was ready for. He didn't just spill tea, he brought the whole kettle. Otta straight up accused Diddy of being part of some secret society called The Bowl, saying it's like a black version of the Illuminati. And it gets even crazier. He claimed Diddy treated him like an ex-slave before paying him off to keep quiet. But that's not even the wildest part. Otta wasn't even being questioned about music or industry drama when he started running his mouth. He was actually under pressure about the Trump Doral Hotel shooting back in May 2018. While the cops were digging into that mess, Otta just casually dragged Diddy's name into the chaos, and that's when everything exploded into total madness. According to the Daily Mail, before that wild shooting went down, Otta had a crazy past. He worked as an exotic dancer and adult film actor for a site called Dancing Bear. And yeah, that site is infamous for showing women getting wild with dudes in massive bear costumes. Sounds insane, right? But pause for a second and really think about it. Cassie, in her lawsuit, claimed Diddy forced her into freak-offs with male staff, and even made people wear masks during the acts. Suddenly, all that bear costume madness don't seem so random anymore. Back to Otta's interrogation tape. Some of the stuff he said sounds completely out there, but the internet detectives are piecing it together real fast. Why? Because Otta was dropping these claims about Diddy 5 whole years before Cassie even filed her lawsuit. That's got people seriously second-guessing everything now. Here's what Otta laid out, straight up. First, he said Diddy actually sent Rick Ross, yes, Rick Ross, to silence him. Then he tossed out a wild accusation, claiming that Diddy, Ross, and DJ Khaled are secretly involved with each other. Romantically. That bomb alone sent the internet into a total tailspin, but Otta wasn't done. He cranked it up even higher, saying those freak-offs weren't just wild parties. Nah, he claimed they were full-blown secret rituals tied to some twisted Illuminati-style agenda. He even said the freak-offs were being used for mind control. And get this. He claimed real sacrifices were going down. This whole thing just keeps getting crazier and crazier. Then Otta dropped the name Bohemian Grove, the ultra-secret hideout where powerful men supposedly gather for dark, hidden rituals and all kinds of creepy stuff behind locked gates. According to Otta, those events aren't just rumors, they're real, and Diddy's name was deep in the mix.
Was around all heterosexual. Don't nobody say that. Nigga, we know what it is. Y'all motherfuckers mad at me. Let me tell you something. If Rick Ross watching this, let me tell you something. Stop hiring drivers. Drivers always tell on you. I know what happened at LAX with that boy.
Oh, God. And that's my...
When they asked Jonathan Otta how he knew all this dirt, he didn't even blink. He straight up said Diddy told him to his face. Yeah, Otta claimed Diddy personally spilled everything, including his role in a secret society called The Bowl, which he described as the Black Illuminati. And it gets even messier. Otta said Diddy wasn't just throwing parties, he's got deep political ties too, thanks to his heavy-hitting legal team. But that's not even the wildest part. Otta said he overheard plenty of Diddy's private talks with business partners before and after those freak-off sessions, and he stood firm on the claim that Diddy treated him like a straight-up slave. Then, boom! Otta threw down another bombshell. He accused Diddy of giving him an STD and said they covered it up with a multi-million-dollar hush deal. That accusation alone had jaws dropping everywhere. But here's what's got everybody side-eyeing everything now. Otta made all these claims years before Cassie ever filed her lawsuit, and a whole bunch of what he said matches up with the stuff Cassie later accused Diddy of. That timing got a lot of folks wondering. Was Otta telling the truth the whole time? And check this out. After Otta got slapped with charges over that 2018 Trump Doral hotel shooting, he just disappeared. Like, poof, gone. Old reports show he was charged, but there's no info anywhere about whether he got sentenced or even where he is now. It's like he straight up vanished into thin air. Meanwhile, Rick Ross is still out here running his mouth, throwing shots at 50 Cent and even sticking his nose into the whole Drake versus Kendrick Lamar beef. But when it comes to his boy Diddy and all these explosive allegations flying around, Ross went dead silent. Not a single peep. And that silence, it's getting louder by the minute, especially now that more industry folks are whispering about Ross allegedly swinging the other way. Recently, an old interview started making waves again and went viral. Comedian Corey Holcomb straight up claimed Ross was getting way too cozy with his male driver. The streets went crazy after that. Then Ross's ex, Tia Kemp, jumped in and threw gasoline on the fire. She blasted online saying, "Huh? I know you on them tapes. Freaky B, I know you was 10 kid having MF. I ain't letting off you." She wasn't holding nothing back. Tia Kemp kept going, flaming Ross like never before.
Ross and Ross, which they good buddies, okay? They're gay.
Who?
Both. Diddy and Ross. And Khaled. They're all gay, okay?
DJ Khaled, Rick Ross,
yeah.
and P. Diddy?
Yeah.
They all gay?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
She said, "Why you so quiet now? Nobody want to see your Louis bags and sneakers. Ain't nobody checking for your jets. You running low on clout. Go over there, hug Diddy, and ride that bike with him." Whoo, she roasted him bad. And guess what? Ross didn't clap back at all. Not one word, dead silent. Just like every time somebody brings up his name tied to Diddy, Ross ghosts the scene like he's spooked for real. But here's where it really gets messy. Ross messed up big time when he decided to poke the wrong bear. If what folks online are saying is true, 50 Cent is about to unleash full savage mode revenge, and Ross won't know what hit him. And don't get it twisted. This beef ain't new. This is years in the making. Their drama started way back in 2008. It all kicked off at the BET Awards when Ross claimed he didn't like the way 50 looked at him. Yup, that's literally how the whole thing started. But 50 later said he didn't even know Ross was at the event. Wild, right? Then Ross turned up the heat, dropping a track called Mafia Music, throwing slick shots at 50, and even made a dirty comment about a fire at the house where 50's baby mama, Shaniqua Tompkins, was living, basically implying 50 had something to do with it. This whole feud, it's been ugly from the jump, and now it's about to explode like never before. That lit a real fire under 50 Cent, and you already know he clapped back in full savage mode with the legendary diss track Officer Ricky, "Go Ahead, Try Me." That's when he dropped the ultimate receipts. Yep, that now infamous photo of Rick Ross rocking a corrections officer uniform. The streets went absolutely wild. Ross tried to play it off at first, swearing it was fake or Photoshop. But once 50 unleashed Officer Ricky, the truth was out there for good. Ross couldn't duck it anymore. He eventually had to come clean and admit the photo was 100% real. Even after owning up to it, Ross tried to stand tall, saying working as a CO didn't mess with his street cred or change who he is as an artist. But 50? Man, 50 never let him live that down. Not for 1 second. He's been roasting Ross nonstop for it ever since. And now, with all these new scandals popping up and that rumored documentary coming, 50 just might finally finish what he started. When I rap, it's real. The dope is real. The gun talk is official. That's what I lived. It's reality, Ross once said, trying to defend his image. But let's be real. That Officer Ricky diss had to sting deep because Ross even called into Angela Yee's show just to trash the track. Petty move? Maybe, but 50 wasn't about to let that slide. 50 clapped back harder than ever, not with another track, but with a savage video called Warning Shot, where he stared dead into the camera and said he was about to ruin Ross's whole life. For laughs. And trust, he meant every word. 50 kicked off a full-blown savage cartoon series on his website. Officer Ricky episodes dropped every Saturday, clowning Ross into the ground. It was pure internet madness. But 50 wasn't done being petty. Nah, he took it to another level. He tracked down Ross's baby mama, Tia Kemp, and got her to spill all kinds of dirt about Ross's past as a corrections officer. And just to twist the knife even deeper, 50 took her on a full-blown shopping spree. It was pure, calculated destruction. And now it's looking like history's about to repeat itself. But way nastier. Free designer bags, expensive shoes, the whole VIP treatment, all just to troll Ross in public. But Ross wasn't about to just sit there and take it. He fired back with some straight-up disrespectful vibes. He crossed the line bad, dragging 50's son Marquise into the mess by posting a photoshopped pic of Marquise's face on a monkey's body. Straight violation. That took the beef to a whole new level. So what did 50 do? Man, he snapped back even crazier. He somehow got his hands on a private tape that Ross's other baby mama, Lastonia Leviston, had made with her ex.
Brother, Ricky Rose, you a hustler, mother, man. Woo! I know you for a long time for helping me with Ciroc, to just like watching your whole get down. You a hustler, mother.
Then 50 added his own voice over the dude in the video before leaking it online. Wild move, but it blew up in his face. In 2015, a judge hit 50 with a massive judgment. $5 million for leaking the tape, plus another $2 million for emotional distress. Ouch. Still, Ross wasn't ready to let the beef die either. He kept dropping disses and throwing shots, keeping that fire lit all the way up. But 50, he took the disrespect way past the limit. After Ross suffered 2 seizures back in October 2011, 50 said he wasn't out here wishing death on Ross, but he also wasn't sending any prayers either. Ice cold. At that point, the feud was so savage that even industry insiders were begging them to squash it. But let's be real, it's never getting patched up. 50 made it clear as day. He'll never respect somebody who used to wear a badge, then tried to flip it and play gangster on records. And that's where we leave it. For now. But don't blink, because with the way these receipts keep popping up, more dirt could drop any day now. If you made it this far, make sure you like, subscribe, share, and drop a comment. Hit that bell icon too, so you never miss the next wild breakdown. This saga's far from over. See you on the next one.